This is Bargist.
Welcome to Bargist, guys, with your radio besties.
Yes, me rubbers.
And
all the chooks in the bar.
This is brought to you by
Upfront and Personal.
Barman, give us drinks. This week is the we should fast this week.
No.
Let's fast. Let's fast, Jasmine.
Why?
We need to abstain from certain things. Put our body through the pressure so that God Almighty will hear our prayers and take action.
Pray since,
No, but we don't reach now. The week is close.
We don't already pray since. Now it's time for us to now, thank God for what He has done, giving us all we have prayed for.
What the Lord has done.
Yes.
But if we are singing this song, we're not supposed to be drinking now.
No.
See what
The Lord has done what we waited for, what we prayed for has come to pass.
Drinks not supposed to follow.
And not be wine. They turn water to.
Jesus
Bros J. Now wine.
Nah,
I still wine.
Beer with me this week,
wine.
Jasmine. Beer with me. Let's not drink. Barman, give us drinks.
One Africa Global Foods is here to cater to all your food needs. From your African foodstuffs like Indomie instant noodles, fresh palm oil, beverages like Amstel Malta, Maltina, One African Global Food got you. Sister Precious, it's high time to stop that embarrassment begging people to bring African food for you when you can get it in the city that you find yourself. Oh yeah, go to One Africa Global Foods right now and get all your authentic African local foodstuffs. Whether you are in USA, Canada, Dubai, anywhere, all those foods you want to cook, vegetable soup, you need palm oil to do it, afang, everything. You don't need to let people be muting you on WhatsApp. Oh. Sister Precious, no more embarrassment again. Oh. Now it's time to order all your African local foodstuffs. They will bring it to you wherever you are, to your doorsteps. Oh yeah, you heard me. Go to One Africa Global Foods right now. We're here and happy shopping. Mutane na duk inda kuke, One Africa Global Foods muna zuwa. Mes amis francophones, je sais que tout le monde va être content parce que maintenant toute la nourriture africaine est là.
This is Bargist.
So, a little bit of history lesson. Now, 30 years ago, elections were also conducted in Nigeria on the 12th of June. And that is why, in this age and time, June 12th is considered to be Democracy Day.
Yeah.
Plenty story about that, but let's leave that for another day. But what is interesting is the fact that if you listen to, campaign material or songs at the time, discussing the problems that Nigerians were faced with 30 years ago, it would appear like nothing has changed. Now, listen to this campaign jingle there were two political parties at that time, just two political parties. Listen to the campaign jingle of one of the presidential candidates.
No life, small water, then they bring us so dirty, they pull them. This more money, they get now social transport, they chop them. School low, na headache, hospital, no work, and tire for life. Oh, my brother, waiting you they think, oh, my sister, help don't come, 1993. And 30 years afterwards, the problems that they highlighted here, they never born you, Jasmine.
They don't born you.
Now what for you? I be senior man.
So you don't agree say if you
No, be old man. I be senior man.
No,
I be senior man. The problems that they highlighted: no work, no food, no house.
So that means all the shakes my mother and my grandmother and my great grandmother they saw.
You are seeing it.
We are seeing it now.
So you are seeing the shaggy of your fathers, the shaggy of your mothers.
That's actually scary.
Do you see?
And yet,
wait,
some people are still planning on making their children see the same shaggy.
Before you talk about those people, did you hear when they said the small water then they bring now so dirty they full of water corporation they bring water that time people feel on tap fetch water now try it now. So it be say even the problem of 30 years ago now the thing don't get 6 packs now or don't gather weight. It's crazy, really very crazy. It's mental, it's mad.
No, it's actually wild. It's actually wild. And yet you brother, you sister, they are shouting you want to go and vote dustbin there, abi?
Wait, just be let's leave that. Vote for your preferred candidate.
No, vote.
Yes, vote
anybody
for your preferred candidate.
If it's,
but know that elections have consequences.
Now us go face
if you
yes.
vote wrongly, we're definitely going to see wrong results. But if
that's
you vote
the tune
right,
of your
we're
music.
definitely going to see the right result. I hope
Actually.
that every Nigerian, that has attained that age and that have obtained their PVC will show interest in these elections and participate actively in this process. Because as citizens, when we come out and say, okay, we're voting for candidate A or candidate B, we are their employers. If we do not validate their candidacy, they will not get that opportunity. So do not take their powers for granted. Do all that you can to see that, these people that you put there, you put in the right people that when you are complaining, they will listen to you. It will not look like they have ear problems.
Actually.
Talking about problems.
We know they finish.
This scarcity issue still there.
Okay.
But what exactly be the problem? And the issue now is there's no clarity. Now, you recall that when we first had this conversation, the governors of Kaduna, Kogi, and Zamfara State approached the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court had ruled that they maintain status quo pending the time they discussed this issue on the 15th of February.
Yeah.
Now, so 15th of February reach, we dey look say okay, Valentine Boxing Day. Now, so wetin Supreme Court talk, say make dem come back again on the 22nd.
Yeah.
22nd is days before the elections. But there's still no clarity because the CBN had already announced that the old notes will no longer be considered legal tender. And people were rejecting it.
And
Emefiele.
don't worry, they just say from 15th and 17th, Guinea is already.
You deposit your money to the central bank. So it be like say as the money dey like this now to go use old money do tissue paper.
But is it not funny how I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like these guys up there don't exactly even rate the court. For instance, wasn't it this EFCC guy? What's his name?
Abdul Rashid Bawa.
Yeah, Bawa. Yeah, that was two or three occasions. Yeah, the court actually ordered him to do certain things,
Yes.
and
He did not do it.
Court,
and so the court sent him to prison for contempt.
They didn't even go to that prison, but that happened.
And you won't carry and go.
Do you understand that kind of thing? So like it now feels like those guys up there are not even listening to the Supreme Court or to the court of law at all, and it's just crazy. It's scary because even now one more they listen to una. Start from yourself. You understand? Start more una they obey the law that that is being set aside for us to obey.
But do you think it's because in Nigeria some people maybe because of their connections or the influence that they have consider themselves above the law?
Of course, that's how it is in Nigeria.
So court go talk, they no go send.
Yes, that's how it is.
Now, in the case of this EFCC chairman,
Mm-hmm.
don't you think that some people are fighting against him? Because apparently, people are saying, oh, he's acting with high-handedness, he's doing this, he's doing that. If this man is really fighting against corruption, or if he's leading the fight against corruption based on the commitment of our father, the father of the nation, and is leading the fight against corruption, don't you think that corruption will fight back? And some of these people that are sponsoring this protest, I'm just saying, I'm creating scenario because you are the one that like to be painting picture. Okay. I'm just painting a picture. Okay. Don't you think that some people are against him because he's really fighting corruption based on the mantra of our anti-corruption father, President Muhammadu Buhari? The father of the nation.
But you define my mouth, but not be so. I think it's a case of these guys are fighting.
Not be so. He's not the father of the nation, or he's not fighting corruption. Or you think he's just media sensation?
It could be that.
Okay.
Or it could be
like they are just coming on social media and making social media trial.
See, I always feel like a lot of times, whenever all these guys do stuff, it just may not be like they don't do anything. Do you understand? Like for instance, when NDLA, when after they finished dragging NDLA for a while, they now came out with some bags of whatever drugs that they caught from one so-called drug cartel or whatever. It just may not be these guys know they work. They work for our eye with what they are showing us. So at least if you check Google, you see, oh, this thing happened, that thing happened. Even if it's just Kosovo they are giving us. Do you understand? So now it could be a case of this Bawa guy, for instance. It could be a case of in the offense certain people. Maybe because he's doing the right thing, or maybe because he's not doing the right thing. We don't know. And they don't, you know how all these big men in quotes are always fighting, doing power tussle and everything. Oh, na me strong pass, na me big pass. So if you think that you get crazy, I get crazy past you, those kind of rubbish. You get me? So they might be dragging each other. That's why when if you should sue, if you take him to court now, and the court should say one thing, he'll not even send it because you're on your own, or if you understand that kind. That's what they always do to themselves. They'll be like, whatever the court says, we go try sort them by ourselves. We concern on our moon, our confess from my house. I go deal with this. They always use chess. They fight each other. So I don't know. I feel like it's just there are things. The things that we see on social media isn't really what it is all the time. They just shows what they want us to see, and us now waiting they give us what they believe. So it's we know.
Interesting.
We know.
But as people who want a better Nigeria, let us remain committed. Remember, 5 days to the elections. Will you be participating? Tweet at us at Ezugu Chukuri.
And that mood like Jasmine.
Which one? Mood like Jasmine.
Mood like Jasmine.
Mood is a mood.
It's called mood.
Which one is mood? Which one is mood?
The sound.
Mood like Jasmine.
It's the U sound. It's mood like Jasmine.
It's the U sound.
It's diphthongs.
You
Okay.
use your English now to buy drinks for you now. Use your mood to buy drinks.
It's called mood like.
Oh yeah, Batman, give us drinks, I beg.
One Africa Global Foods is here to cater to all your food needs. From your African foodstuffs like Indomie instant noodles, fresh palm oil, beverages like Amstel Malta, Maltina, One African Global Food got you. Sister Precious, it's high time to stop that embarrassment begging people to bring African food for you when you can get it in the city that you find yourself. Oh yeah, go to One Africa Global Foods right now and get all your authentic African local foodstuffs. Whether you are in USA, Canada, Dubai, anywhere, all those foods you want to cook, vegetable soup, you need palm oil to do it, afang, everything. You don't need to let people be muting you on WhatsApp. Oh. Sister Precious, no more embarrassment again. Oh. Now it's time to order all your African local foodstuffs. They will bring it to you wherever you are, to your doorsteps. Oh yeah, you heard me. Go to One Africa Global Foods right now. We're here and happy shopping. Mutane na duk inda kuke, One Africa Global Foods muna zuwa. Mes amis francophones, je sais que tout le monde va être content parce que maintenant toute la nourriture africaine est là.
This is Bargist.
Nigerian men not really they rate us like that anymore because I don't understand how person when they drive Sienna, they tell you, say, I'm not married, I don't have kids. I don't understand. What if you are not married, you don't have kids? You are driving a Sienna, you are married, you have kids. Whether physical or spiritual, either ways, should be, no. Okay. So what was you? That means you have family trouble, and you need. Sienna not be waiting single person when you on your own. Single man they drive now. What did they do you? You are married. Maybe you don't know your wife, but if you are driving Sienna, you are married with kids.
Is this not discrimination?
How is that discrimination?
So wait.
How is that discrimination?
So somebody who is unmarried cannot drive a Sienna.
See, let me tell you.
I don't even understand. The way some people here.
No, there are certain.
If this were, if the man talk this thing now, they're going to talk say, oh man.
Let me tell
Can you imagine?
See all those
discrimination.
space buses and mostly space buses and what's this thing called SUV cars are mostly owned by married people who have children because they want to carry their children inside the motor. So
so an unmarried person cannot buy an SUV.
You want to drive Sienna.
I don't understand. Yes.
You want to buy Sienna.
Your choice.
I doing transport.
Your money, your
transport
choice.
System.
You need space.
You need space to do what? For your leg.
No, yeah, for your leg.
So
for other stuff.
For other stuff like
yes, what? You might be selling bread. And you are delivering it, you need space.
That's why she said you have family problem and you want to now drag me inside
so people that are selling bread have family problem.
Business.
Wow.
Focus on your bread. You've not finished.
Can you see?
Rising yourself. If you rise your bread first.
Can you see?
You want to now come and rise.
And the funny thing, the person when they talk this one, a person when they jump Okada. Person when go talk say why somebody they drive.
She do that video for inside a motor.
For passenger side.
Now for the life.
Inside a motor for passenger side.
Not
for inside a motor for passenger side. Inside a friend motor. Can you people see what's going on?
How you take no motor?
Now why she's that for passenger side now?
But actually, jokes aside, yeah, a lot of all these men who think we don't know they are married. I'm like, we always know you guys are married. Like, first off, even if you're not wearing your wedding band, yeah, so long as you've been wearing your ring for a while, if you take off your wedding ring, we are going to see
it doesn't matter. The person does not need to take off his wedding ring. All the person needs to do is just wear 3 more.
I'm saying
different fingers.
I know some men do that too.
Yes,
but my point is,
and it becomes style. They confuse you.
We know that you guys are married. So don't come and say you're not married. Someone say, I'm married, but I'm a free man.
Morgan Freeman.
You say I'm a free man, or you tell you, oh no, marriage cannot tie me down.
I'm married, but I'm a free man. Jesus.
I will say,
A friend of mine, Baisa, he's a comedian, lives in Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
He will say, I'm slightly married.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But the ones that boss people brain is, oh, I'm married, but I wish I met you before my wife. My brother, don't you have shame? Don't you have shame?
They don't have. Cannot shame the shameless.
But it is also there are so many ladies out there that encourage these married people.
How do they encourage them?
By warming themselves
sorry,
for
but
them.
you as a married man or married woman, you are the ones who owe your partner's loyalty, not the boy or the woman that is being
when the person approaches you, you have the opportunity to turn down their request.
Yes.
Now a lot of these married men, who do these married men even spend time with goats? What are we saying? Let's not even start pretending here. A lot of these married men provide economic support for so many women out there.
Support.
Yes, for so many women out there.
Their wives don't need economic support.
These women are even making it.
Don't need economic support.
So wait, are you trying to
economic support for women out there?
You see how you people shift the goalpost.
How do we shift it?
Now, many of them will tell you, you don't even have money. Now, when the man has money, they will begin to, these same people will begin to make excuses for that man. That's you, Jasmine, but your friends, your friends make the excuse.
I don't
your so-called faves, your so-called influencers, we see their videos, we know them. We are going to continue to speak up against them so that they will not destroy our society, so that our young children are not going to learn bad traits. I want this argument with these viewpoints of mine. I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that some of these girls are responsible for ensuring that these married men are
whoever your sister partner with doesn't owe your partner anything. So now that they tell on a private thing
all these
in
people
your pocket.
that support these married men, that encourage them to be chasing young girls up and down, you contribute to the moral decadence of our society. With these viewpoints of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you.
Somehow
these girls support these married men. I won this argument. I sign out. Drop mic. Give me the trophy. I won.
There are babies that don't have a brain to think properly.
I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you. I hope I've been able to irrevertibly convince you and not confuse you. I don't want to go. Thank you. Sign out.
Upfront and personal, world-class business, world-class consultants.